Welcome to At the Vanguard. We're TB Vanguard, and our motto is for fans by fans. We showcase fans on the front line of the Team Breezy movement. This podcast is an open forum to discuss current topics as they relate to Chris Brown and his fan base.
All right, everybody, welcome to At the Vanguard. Today is April 29th. We got a great show lined up for you, but we'll go ahead and say our names. I'll start. I'm Nikki.
Paula.
D.
Tammy from New York.
I'm Island Tammy.
Tasha. I'm Shay.
One thing was the big thing that just happened was the Something in the Water Festival, which was exciting. We haven't seen Chris perform for a crowd in quite a while. And, he brought out Trey songs. That was a big deal. For Trey, too. Trey was very grateful because he wasn't included. So, Dee, what did you think about have you seen any clips from the show? What did you think?
I thought it was good. I was really happy that he brought out Trey songs because they have such a good chemistry together. And It was just good to see Chris out there dancing again. And I'm looking forward. It just made me want to look forward to the tour.
Yeah. And you're Tammy?
I like the show, but I think if Chris could just start out at least with a couple of the songs without the song playing in the background, at least for the first part of the song, and then like I guess the middle verse comes in, then the song can play. If he could just set it up like that, I think it'd be better. At least people can hear him actually singing at least the first verse or the second verse, and then somewhere in the middle he can let the song play and dance and do his thing.
Yeah. Okay. And Nikki, have you seen it?
I didn't just see it.
What?
I didn't see it, but I did.
Nikki is a new mommy.
Bro, that's
Really?
No, dog of mine.
Fur baby.
Okay.
Oh, I know that's right. I know that's right. We ain't nothing about no 3, 4, 5 months, nothing.
No, this is a fur baby. Yeah, he's 11 weeks. You can see him on my Instagram. But
Say his name.
Achilles. His name is Achilles. Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
That's cute.
She's a bully lover like Chris. She's a bully lover like Chris, so he's a bulldog.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the other reason. What I was going to say is, I saw and I don't think you guys talked about this yet. I saw the tweet from Trey Songz.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I love their bond. But anyway, so I saw that last night where he was talking about how, Chris is real. Nobody can tell me anything about him. If it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't even have known about the concert. Right. And then Trey's mom talked about that briefly, too. So I was like, oh, well, that's cool. I didn't see his name in the lineup, but it didn't even occur to me that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't keep up with the schedule like that. So I was like, okay, so there's an extra treat, for the fans because of that. But no, I didn't see anything.
And Virginia loves his homeboys. They love their homeboys. So, all of them. So they were happy for Missy and all of them. So I'm sure they were very pleased to see Trey. I'm sure they really were. Mm-hmm. Okay, Island Tammy.
I saw it. I wanted to see if you guys saw how many times BET tweeted about him.
Oh, yes.
BET, they I think 5 tweets came out within an hour, and then they came back again. Then he brought out Trey, and then they started tweeting. I said, so I started replying to them. I said, you guys notice that you guys mean that you guys miss him when you guys will bring him back to the awards, because this clearly means that you guys miss him. I mean, they've just been tweeting about Chris the whole time. I said, look at that.
So we keep having this discussion and argument like that. I don't think it's the award shows. I think it's Chris not going. Honestly, I think that's what it is. I think they would love to have him, but I think
even if he don't go, they could still nominate him.
Yeah, he could be nominated. But what I'm saying is, though, him performing is what everybody misses. We all miss him performing on these shows.
Well, he was there. He did. Which year was he? Did 17? and he was on tour for 18, so he couldn't do it. So I don't even know if it's, you know what I mean? Maybe he would have been there if he wasn't on tour, because he definitely did 17.
Right. Yeah, he did
was
do 17.
featured in 17. They didn't have him
Yeah.
sing.
Well, he was on tour then too, wasn't he? No, he was there.
Huh?
Okay.
Yes, he was.
that's
So
when
he was
did
on tour.
Privacy.
You're right. He was on tour, so he was a part of the what they call the BET experience. You're absolutely right. He was on tour
Right.
both times. Both times. So Tasha, did you see some clips? I know. Yeah, of course. You got some good footage on your page.
I am hunting down a clip of Undecided. I don't know if y'all saw the one I posted. I think maybe I put it in my story, but it looks like they changed the choreography up a little bit, that little end part.
Okay.
And I don't know, the crowd was like oohing and ahhing about it, and I wanted to see it, but it wasn't a clear shot, so I couldn't see what they was doing. So I'm trying to find it, but I don't know. I liked it though. It was cool. It was nice to see him perform some new songs.
Yeah. Shay?
I was definitely scrolling a lot through Instagram to see, a lot of the videos. His performances, it looked really good. And I'm like Dee, I'm definitely really excited for the tour. And of course, I love that he brought Trey out. Like, their friendship is honestly goals, and it just makes my heart so happy to see the two together. So I loved it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was a good treat, and I think it's going to be a little bit of a boost for the song, but it'll be really good once the tour starts. I think it'll really set things off. Wobble Up was the new song last time we got together, and then boom, here comes Marshmello's Light It Up with Chris and Tyga. One thing about that is it's almost distracted everybody. So now Wobble Up is still doing fine, but it's just like, I think it's time for the video because it's just an audio. So it's got, a few million views, but the views for Light It Up is through the roof because it's a full on video. So what do y'all think about the song and everything that's happened since that song came out? Do you want to start?
I liked it. I liked it. I just wish that Wobble Up had a video, but I love the song with Marshmello.
New York Tammy?
I like it. It's good. It's a good song. I like it.
That means you don't like it that much, though.
No, I don't. It's not my favorite. Back to Love is my favorite.
Yeah, that's funny. Nikki? You haven't heard it.
I'm trying to think if I did. If I heard it or not. You better leave me alone, Paula. I've been working overtime with this puppy.
Island Tammy, what do you think about Light It Up?
It dropped on my birthday. It's the best.
Happy belated birthday!
Happy birthday! Like, you told me happy birthday. That's right. He dropped on my birthday.
Okay, Tasha? I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's just okay for me.
Yeah.
I just started a Wobble Up this week, so. And sometimes it takes me a minute to like a song everybody else likes from jump.
Yeah.
I was like that with Pills and Automobiles too, but sometimes it takes me. I will say, for all the controversy it caused, it wasn't that good.
And Shay?
I like the song. The beat is cool, and Chris he looks good in the video.
Yeah. Well, this is he's a feature on it, and of course he always makes the song great. The thing of the controversy, we can talk about that a little bit. And I still feel like they were just tweeting for clout, but I think it's helped propel the song even more. It was doing well because he's a big time DJ or a producer, but it's got the last time I looked, it had didn't have 6 or 7 million views.
It's at 6. Correct. It's at 6.8 million views in 4 days.
Yeah, it's done really well.
The Shazam is crazy too.
Yeah.
It's at 31,000 for Shazam.
and just in a blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not stopping anything. That's the whole thing about people who do all that hate and all that. They think they're doing something, but no, you're not doing anything. They get a little 15 minutes of fame, and then they're going to be crushed when it's all over, because nobody's going to be talking about them next week.
I was just saying I hate that though, because the controversy part of it is what's trending.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Not, oh, this is such a good song. Like, you can't pull up Google and that's the first thing that pops up.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, I mean, that, and I don't know. Like, I had posted something like, Team Breezy, just calm down. He already said stay positive, leave it alone. And it's still going on. How many days has it been? Like, leave it alone. Just let it go. Leave them people alone.
Yeah.
Like, we look crazy. They got stuff on Google about death threats, and I'm like, it just bothers me. It bothers me.
Yeah.
Like, we should be going that hard about promoting the song, not that hard about dragging somebody.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's easier to do. It's easier to drag.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's easier to drag.
I mean, I understand it's but to go beyond a day is like a bit much. Well,
they talked about it at their last show. Like, they're going to use this to get their exposure now.
Correct.
And Breezy is feeding into it.
Correct.
Yeah. The only thing is, I mean, the thing is going to be a fleeting. The thing is going to be a fleeting fame. I mean, they gained this 15 minutes. They're feeling like they're big deals because so many people are talking about them. But when it all stops, and it will stop because they're going to get bored and move to the next thing, then they're going to be crushed by it because it's like, oh, now we're not as hot as we thought we were. So that's one thing. But they're using it as much as they can. But the talent will win out over that. But we won't give won't give too much more time. Now, one other thing I wanted to bring up. The issue of the releasing on Thursday. Now, this last song was not Chris's song. Chris did not release that song on Thursday. That was Marshmello who did that. So there's a reason and tactic behind releasing a song on Thursday. Tasha posted and I reposted on the article from Billboard, and it's about reach versus charting. So what they do by coming out on the day before, I mean, it's a gamble, but that they have a chance of possibly reaching more people because the next day may be more competition. On Marshmello released his song on Thursday, got a lot of attention, and on Friday, Taylor Swift released her song. Had they released it on Friday, it probably would have been lost in the sauce of all of the hoopla and money put behind Taylor Swift's song. So there is a strategy for posting on Thursday. So it's not all that people, that we don't know everything. That's what we were trying to say last week. Like, we don't know why he's doing it. There is a reason for it. So if that gamble pays off or it doesn't pay off, it's his choice to make. But one thing that we just wanted to explain why that was done. It wasn't just a chance thing. He knows that it's streaming Friday to Friday. It's one thing. Don't say on Thursday it's closed out. Stream from Friday to Friday because that's when it's being measured. For the week. So that's just a point I wanted to bring up. Tasha, did I explain that well enough?
You did, yes. Now, my only other thing with it is, though, because of that Thursday being a gamble, because of the gamble on Thursday, that would be okay for them to drop on Thursday if people knew that the new tracking week starts on a Friday. You can drop your song a day early, but people shouldn't be buying it that day.
Right.
Because your first week is going to suffer because everybody dumped their money into that day.
Right. Yeah, because the first day gets the most interest. Yeah.
Right.
But in this case, the momentum didn't go away, luckily.
Right.
With this particular song. And if they had waited until Friday, Taylor Swift would have just blown them out of the water. He's an EDM DJ, though, producer. So
Yeah, he's
he's
EDM
got his
DJ.
followers.
So
Yeah, so that's who's listening to it too, who's also probably pop.
I believe if Back to Sleep and Wobble Up was dropped on a Friday, it would have done much better.
Back to Love, yeah.
But
I'm always
the
saying
thing
Back
about
to
it, that
Sleep.
with them dropping the video, and
They have their little algorithms and, you know, who knows. But anyway, I was just trying to explain why that happened. Because, I mean, they said, oh, Chris dropped a song on Thursday 3 weeks in a row. No, it was the first two were his. And when Marshmello did it, that's what made me say, okay, there must be something to this, because there's something else to this, because that's not Chris's song. So Chris didn't release that third one. It was Marshmello. So that's when Tasha went and looked it up, and we knew that now that it's about strategy and not necessarily about charting. It's not necessarily about charting, but about getting reach, so that to a bigger audience or a wider audience, or something like that. So that's it. That's the only thing I wanted to bring up. So did anybody see where Wobble Up and Light It Up fell this week on the chart?
Wobble Up is bubbling under right now.
Yes, bubbling under. Okay.
Yeah, bubbling under at number 23. And it charted on radio at number 49, Urban Radio.
Okay.
remember they said they weren't going to drop the video for Wobble Up until they got the numbers for Back to Love to come up.
Back to Love, correct.
So once they drop that video,
yeah.
the video is going to push it up for Wobble Up.
Yeah. But the thing of Back to Love, it's like they kind of cut into the views of Back to Love and interest by releasing the song right after. It's like we're too ADD. We need a little bit of time because we had 3 months to focus on Undecided, and we needed at least a month, I think, for Back to Love, especially, and it deserved it, I feel.
I think this Indigo is going to be too good of a project for it to get rushed through like that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be too good to just get lost like that. We're going to have another royalty if he keep doing that.
I felt like they rushed Fortune like that. Like I think Fortune didn't get the attention it should have, because it came out only 6 months after Fame, and Fame needed a good 2 years, I felt. But I mean, that's I'm coming from a different mindset about the album, but because I think Fame had enough singles on it, possible singles, to last a couple years.
On the full moon.
Same thing with
It's still been on
It shouldn't even be on Indigo yet, in my
and
opinion.
it's still double platinum. So I mean, if you're going to listen to the songs, you're going to listen to the songs. I think you just can't do the release of all the videos like you did with Graffiti back to back, back to back.
Right.
I think you'll be fine.
I honestly think that because Undecided has done so well is because it's a hot song. And I think Chris has gained a lot more listeners or followers, and a lot of people are tuned into him. Stop dropping it on Thursdays. Don't drop it on a Thursday, please, because no matter how many times we'll tell Team Breezy, this is the day, do not purchase, and they'll still purchase. And a lot of people that aren't tuned in all the time, they'll say, oh, drop, let me go purchase the song. They're not, tuned in all the time.
Yeah,
people are,
But in that regard, he just needs to attach the album to the ticket sales to the tour. That's all he needs to do.
Absolutely. Let's hope he does that this time. He hasn't done it since Fame, and his tours are more successful than most tours that have gone out in the last few years. Most of them. Because he can tour twice in the same year and still sell out. He can really have some amazing numbers. And why not? Everybody else does it.
Especially with Nicki, it definitely makes sense.
He got him. I think he would. I think he's going to release, like, when he starts selling his tickets, I think he's going to release the album with the tickets. I'm thinking that's what he's going to do.
Tammy, he might be trying to do so many singles, which would be a pre-sale for the album,
Exactly.
bundled in with the tickets to the tour, because he did that before. So it's like you're just pre-buying it. He might get up to 4 singles And then that way the person's going to think, oh, let me just go ahead and get the album as a pre-sale bundled with the tour tickets. That's what I would think.
I think he does that. There's other strategies.
Not gonna do anything stupid to mess with his money. He's a smart guy. He's a businessman. He knows what he's doing. I think we just gotta sit back and follow his lead.
So if he bundles it, it's going to be for the people who are going to the tour. And then the people who can't go, they're going to get the music because they love the music. But if he's packaging it with the tour, that's how he had over 200,000 in sales. He's with Nicki on top of it. He's with Nicki on top of it.
All I'm saying is, I'm undecided. I love Dr. Love, and I just want him to have a nice rollout. That's all I'm saying. I want everything to go right.
Yeah, it's like I said, not knowing what he's planning, it's just hard to see it happen, and we don't know what the intention is. So, I mean, we can only go with, we do our part, and we just have to wait out and see what they have planned. So we just have to see. So
that's true, and we got to remember he also have Black Pyramid. Probably when his tour go on sale, he might say, purchase a Black Pyramid shirt, get an album, stuff like that. I mean, he has so many different ways that he can come that if he wants to, he'll get it.
But yeah, definitely bundle it with Black Pyramid. Because I mean, even though Black Pyramid costs $50 and $60, they act like they can't spend $1.29 on a single. But if they're so pressed for that T-shirt, let them buy that shirt and have that album come with it.
Don't get me started on that $1.29.
I know. Well, we're well past the hour, so we want to wind up.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We had another great podcast. Until next time, we'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on this episode, and we hope you'll join us again at the Vanguard.